Hey everyone, so I decided to make this video to respond to some of the feedback and comments that I got on my MGTOW video. If you don't know, I made a MGTOW video on my channel like yesterday, and it has received a bunch of feedback considering how small my channel is, and most of it was not positive. So I decided to do this response video differently than other YouTubers. I'm not going to address specific individual comments because there was a lot of the same ones. So instead I decided to write, I don't know how many pages this is, but this is a full-on letter. So if you're willing to listen to this, you might be surprised at some of the stuff I have to say. So let's get started. So if I'm looking down a lot and I'm not looking at the camera, it's not because I'm not trying to be personable, you know. I don't have this memorized because I literally just wrote it and typed it out right now. I didn't make my MGTOW video to get support or to get love or positive feedback or to get subscribers or to get attention. Of course I want people to watch the video, but that's not the point. I don't want people to watch my video because of me, but I want them to watch it to hear what I had to say. And with that said, I knew what I was getting myself into. I just wanted to put that out there. I now have the confidence to make these type of videos that I didn't have when I was 16. I want to start off this video by saying, MGTOW, I am not your enemy. I don't hate men, and I don't think masculinity is toxic naturally. Masculinity is what attracts femininity, and vice versa. And I think that's beautiful. If you still think I'm your enemy because I'm a woman, then you are blinded to the truth that I'm trying to convey to you. In this video, I want to strip back whatever fear I have of people judging me or disliking me, to be honest with myself and with you, MGTOW. Many of you are upset that I tried to insert myself in your community because you want to be left alone. I'm sorry, I can't do that and I won't do that because this issue is too important for me to do so. However, I will continue to treat MGTOW with respect even if I don't receive respect back. There were some people who claimed I deleted their comments when I didn't. The thing is, I don't agree with censorship, and especially the censorship of others' thoughts and opinions. I never disable any of my comment sections for that reason. I have only one video where the comments are disabled, and that's because YouTube did it because of their policy. There were minors in my video. I didn't delete any comments, and I won't. You can harass me all you want, and I am not taking my video down either. If I really wanted to shut you down, I would have disabled the comment section before publishing the video. The truth is, I want to hear what you have to say because that way I can understand where men are coming from. With that said, I would really appreciate if you guys don't try and censor me for thinking out loud. It seems like no matter what side I'm on, the other group wants to censor me. Feminists don't want me supporting men, and you guys don't want me supporting women. I truly think it's important to listen to those who disagree with you to grow, which is exactly what I did when I listened to MGTOW. I know I'm just one person, and I know I'm just one girl. I know I'm just 19 years old. I know I'm not a man, and I have never been married. You might think, what does she know? I might not be important to society or to you, but I have a voice and I want to use it for good. I'm sick and tired of being the person who tries their hardest to be liked by everyone. I'm tired of trying to hide who I am and what I think to feel loved by others. You know, I sympathize with you men. Sure, I can never truly feel your pain, but I know your pain is valid and important, and I'm sorry our society doesn't care enough about it. I have a great father and I have a great boyfriend. They aren't perfect, and neither is our relationship with either one. But I love them, and I think of them every time I think of the things men face. I know it isn't easy being a man in society. You have to work hard to help yourself and your family to survive, and sometimes that's not even good enough. And sometimes it's not even good enough for the woman you married, for the woman you once loved. Men are great in many ways. They protect our country, they protect our streets, and they protect our homes. I know that. People don't like to recognize it, but I will. Some of you will still call me a feminist, but I hate to break it to you, but I left that plantation 3 years ago. I refuse to act and think like I'm oppressed when the real oppressor would be myself. I support the rights of women, and I support the rights of men, but I most definitely don't support entitlement of either gender. Our legal system is not good, I'll admit that. Women shouldn't get custody of children just because they're women and just because they birthed them. Women shouldn't be able to take all your money away in a divorce, and women shouldn't get easy sentencing for falsely accusing men of rape. And women shouldn't be able to abort your child without consent. Trust me, I hate it when women falsely accuse men of rape and harassment. Men should be innocent until proven guilty, just like any other crime would be. Women should get the same sentence for lying as a man who rapes. I truly believe that, because in either case, you ruin someone's life. I know women initiate most divorces, especially college-educated women. That's painful, and I'm sorry for your loss. Although you are probably happy you're not married to that woman. But nevertheless, being divorced isn't easy. My parents are divorced. My mom watches my YouTube channel. I love you, Mom, but I have to say this. But my dad was divorced by 2 women, and he didn't get custody of me and my sister until I went to court at the age of 13 to ask to live with him. He got remarried and divorced again, and he wasn't the one to initiate it. Here's the thing, MGTOW. I talk about these issues because I have seen this before my eyes. I know how middle-aged women act, and I pray every night that I don't become like one. And once again, I'm sorry for calling MGTOW a movement. That's my bad for not doing good enough of a journalistic research. MGTOW is a philosophy that I know now. The good thing about being young is that my opinions and thought patterns are not set in their ways, and yet I tell myself to always be open-minded to things even when I get older. Some of you said I am decades late and I won't be able to fix this problem. That might be true, but I didn't start this mess, nor did I ask for it, but I'm willing to help clean it up. It breaks my heart reading all the comments and realizing that men are giving up because they have no hope, because they feel like there's no way to fix this mess. As humans, we have polluted this earth. Does that mean we should continue to say, well, it's already too late, climate change is already here? No, I don't think that's the right attitude. We have generations of people to come, and do we want to make it worse for them? I don't think we should, because like my generation, we didn't ask for feminism. We were born into it, and now we have to do something about it. You can go your own way, but I will continue to stand up for what I believe is true and right. Sometimes that will be for men, and sometimes that will be for women. But I won't be taking sides, because neither side is always right. And I'm going to point out too, I'm not always right either. Understand this, my video was long as it is, and I made it for a specific reason. That is why I didn't include everything, and many assumed what I thought and believed, and I'm here to clear up some of that. So, many of you are talking about religion and stuff, and you obviously know I'm a Christian, so I'm going to bring some of this into the picture. God created man and woman to be together. He created marriage for them to be together, and we are created in His image. Adam was created, then Eve. Eve was created with Adam's rib, and therefore she was called woman because she was created from man. God created Eve because He said it's not good for man to be alone. I would make a helper suitable for him. Eve ate the fruit from the forbidden tree and gave it to her husband. Then God casted them both out of the Garden of Eden. Ever since this, we as humans have bared the sins and the consequences of sin from Adam and Eve, because we are sinful creatures in nature. So God said to Eve, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. To Adam He said, cursed is the ground because of you. Through pain, toil, you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow, and you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and dust you will return. With that said, I find this topic important because even though you men can survive on your own without a woman, you weren't designed to be alone, and neither were women. God created woman as company, and I hope you find that woman. Yes, my last video did not have stats, or it did not have It was not made with logic. That wasn't the point of the video. I wasn't trying to prove or disprove anything. I am a woman and I have emotions, and I'm not ashamed in sharing them. I mentioned in my video I didn't like how men slut-shamed women who sleep around. The truth is, I don't like it, but that doesn't mean I don't agree with the push for women's sexual liberation in society. I don't shame anyone for their choices because none of us are perfect. I'm a sinner just like everybody else. Someone asked me for my body count. My body count is 0. I was taught to wait for marriage, and I've done that ever since. It's not easy, but I believe in my decision, and I wish other people would do the same way so I can stop feeling like I'm the weird person here because I choose to do something else. I got mad at you guys for shaming women because of some of you MGTOWs still sleep with these women. I do think women should keep themselves from men and not let themselves to get taken advantage. But I get it. You don't want to marry a whore. You don't want to marry a porn star. You don't want to marry a stripper. You don't want to marry a woman who's 30. I don't blame you. But I still think that these women are not disposable to society. Many women struggle with the feeling of having to give into the pressure of having sex with their partner. They know that there is a chance that a guy will leave them if they don't put out. But the sad truth is that many leave even if you do. I'm smart enough to know that by waiting I weed out all the bad guys, and the guy who truly loves me will wait. But many young women don't know this. I had to question my morals when I was in high school. I went on a date with a friend who knew about my decision to wait, and at the end of the day he said, "I don't think our goals match." For a whole week after that, I was in an existential crisis. I kept thinking back to the conversation and asked myself, would I break my morals to keep a guy? In the end, I told myself I wouldn't do that because staying with the guy and sleeping with him doesn't keep him, and by waiting it doesn't keep him, so it's a losing battle. But for a while, I felt like I would be forever alone and no guy would ever want to date me because none of them would be willing to wait. I was soon going to be in college where hookup culture was a norm and where I would feel the most alone. Anyways, I am not the only woman who has felt this or will ever feel this way. I think if more men are willing to wait till marriage, then more women would not feel this pressure. And I understand there are women out there who are sluts and just sleep around and don't care about this, but I'm just saying, okay? If you men can be celibate while walking away from women, why not be celibate in relationships with women? If you want a virgin, why don't you be a virgin yourself? I understand men have a high sex drive, but please don't continue to be hypocritical on this issue. I apologize to those MGTOW who don't want me a part of their community, but I will not be leaving anytime soon. Are men and women equal? You know what? Sometimes I don't even know the answer to that myself. I know this much. God loves us both equally. However, He did create different roles for men and women. That doesn't mean one gender is better than the other, but that we need each other. Some women get upset at the idea of being a housewife or a homemaker because they see it as degrading to women. They see it as women not being able to be successful or amount to anything. I don't see it that way, but I once had that mindset. Women are powerful and strong creatures, and I know we can do a lot, but that doesn't mean we have to do everything. I thought to myself, I would never be a homemaker because I like to work, and I'm worth more than that. And it wasn't until my boyfriend told me he would like it if I was a stay-at-home mom when we have kids. Ever since then, I have changed my opinion on that, and I thought to myself, yeah, why not? Talk to women, don't just retreat. Some of us need waking up to do. I know society has shut you up for some time now. I'm sorry for comparing feminism to MGTOW. I did it because both groups are worsening the divide between the genders, which is something I don't like. I really do hope one day men can be men and women can be women. Call it fantasy thinking, but I call it hope. Some of you mentioned that women can't love men like men do. I'm sorry you feel that way. I know some women are greedy and ruthless. Some of you gave me some Bible verses to read. Proverbs 21:19, for example. Better to live in a desert than with a quarrelsome and nagging wife. I totally agree. I mentioned that MGTOW is mainly older men because a lot of YouTube videos are made by older men. I understand that doesn't represent everyone in the community, but also many people my age haven't been in a wrecked marriage and they haven't had too many bad relationships yet to make them MGTOW. And if you look at my comment section, it was a bunch of guys who are older too. And for those of you who made fun of me of how I look, thanks. Thanks. I chose not to respond to some of you because I thought, what would be the point? And you know what? Yeah, I know my face looks fat. And you know what? My family thinks my face is fat too. And they think it's shaped like the moon emoji. So, I want to mention one of my favorite comments was someone calling me a Filipino thought. I am not Filipino. I know I can look Filipino, but I'm actually Korean and white. Someone comment "be gone" thought. That also made me laugh. And I don't hate men. In fact, I love men. I am making this video out of love, and that's where I've been coming from this whole time. My intentions have never been to bash feminism or MGTOW, but to be real, and sometimes people aren't going to like that, or what I have to say. And if you really don't believe me, I've written articles for my high school newspaper about feminism and about issues like this. And I even made a Gillette video talking about the toxic masculinity about people think exists. So, I could say a lot more, but I couldn't think of anything else at the moment. So, thanks for your time, and you might see me again. So, now, time for the reveal. I am comfortable enough in my skin not to wear makeup. Some of you said I looked like a dude. I don't even know who that is, but I looked it up and it's a dude. And I kind of felt hurt by that. I'm like, wow, okay. But I'm comfortable in myself to know that these comments, I know you're just taking your anger out on me, and you could truly think that I look ugly, and that's fine. But you know what? Makeup isn't everything. Beauty isn't everything. And I know I'm not the most beautiful person in the world, nor do I think I am. And if I came off that way, I'm sorry. That's not the case. So, I just wanted to take my makeup off on camera and show you my ugly face. The face that women hide behind their makeup, behind their hair extensions, behind their clothes, their heels, the eyelash extensions, which I don't have. See this eyebrow? It's all real. I have to get them threaded like every month. You see that? Yeah. Makeup. Thanks for keeping it real. Thanks for making fun of me. And you know what? Some of you were actually very civil and nice, and I really appreciate that. So, thanks. I think that's all I have to say. Hello, MGTOW. My name is Joy.